that was just said about the 20% cut. It isn't. What we're doing is measuring the growth because it had gone up by nearly 35% in 10 years. So we're continuing to spend £13 billion every year on DLA and PIP. In fact, it will be slightly higher in 2015-16 in real terms than it was in 2009. So I can get that right. And what we're doing is ensuring that the £13 billion we spend every year are allocated at those who need it the most.
Come to the question. If you lose your PIP, what are you supposed to do? Just do without?
No, well, hang on a sec. We don't know whether anybody will lose their PIP because actually you're talking about people who are deaf.
Well,
and for the first
then?
time, hang on a sec, for the first time ever, deaf people will be recognised. This wasn't recognised before under DLA, but they will specifically under PIP.
For people like Bethany, who was in Casey Razzle's piece, who don't have sign language as their first language, they may lose their PIPs. Now,
no, because we're specifically recognising it under PIP, which was not done before in DLA. So you're coming up with...
Are you saying that nobody's going to lose their DLA?
No, what?
You're saying that everyone who's on DLA is going to get their PIP, so there's no issue here, nobody needs to worry.
What we are saying is it had grown by nearly 40% in 10 years,
so
and we're measuring the growth.
What happens to people who lose their payments?
When they lose their payments, we have decided, it has been decided on the assessment, that they no longer need that extra money that would be there for people to help with.
So what are they supposed to do? Just go without?
No. Because this money you get, whether you're in work or out of work, and it is there to cover the extra costs of your disability.
Exactly.
So if you've now been decided that actually this extra money, you don't need it anymore, then it won't. It'll be going to other people. Well, that's right.
If it has been decided that you don't need it, then what are you supposed to do to pay for those things that you're currently using DLA to pay for?
Because
do you just do without them, do you?
Because what we're saying is, if it is decided, because this is specifically money to help you with the extra cost of disability, so if you don't need that money anymore, it will go to people who do. Because let's get this right. What happens, it's not a static benefit. People don't go on it and need it forever. It's actually a dynamic benefit. Some people with health conditions will get better. And so what we're saying, with medical support, with actually the body healing, a third of people who might talk about having a condition 1 year will not have it the following year.
So you think a third of people will come off benefits because the body heals? Is that your estimate?
Let me finish what I'm saying.
Well, you just said that,
some people's condition will stay the same. Some people's condition will get worse.
But you are going to
so they will keep it.
You're going to be reassessing people with degenerative illnesses, aren't you? What's the point of that?
Well, actually, some people, although there will be a paper assessment in that case, they won't be having a face-to-face assessment, because if we can actually diagnose individuals through the historical data and the medical data, then we will be able to come to the same thing.
What about people with multiple sclerosis?
The same thing.
Will they have face-to-face interviews or not?
Well, if you can analyse whether they will need the benefit through their medical data and the historical data, no.
Why does anybody with MS need a face-to-face interview? They're not going to get better, are they?
At the moment, as your reporter had already said, 50% of people have no corroborating medical evidence. They filled in a claim form, and what we're doing now is ensuring that the money we continue to spend, which is, as I said, going up, will go to those people who need it the most. We are here to support those people.
Let me bring you on to the bedroom tax, which, as you know, is affecting hundreds of thousands of disabled people. I mean, do you have any appreciation of the fear and the worry that you are causing disabled people who are worried about losing their homes or having to go without something else because they're going to lose £14 a week, which may not be much to you, but there's a lot to them?
Well, hang on a sec. What we're doing here is ensuring the £50 billion in the entirety that we spend on people with disabilities through benefits and support is going to the right people. And we're making sure that we are spending it in the correct places.
Yeah, but
and you're making assumptions
you are going to take away
people.
Benefits from disabled people, aren't you?
If they no longer need this... no, hang on a sec. If it's a child who actually can't share a bedroom with another child, no, they will be exempt. Pensioners will be exempt.
Exactly. You're exempting disabled children, but not disabled adults.
Well,
now, a lot of disabled adults have got very specific needs.
There's also significant discretionary payments, £150 million there, and should people need them,
the principle is that they won't get it.
No, the principle is that you're actually being rather alarmist. What we're
You're
saying
the one changing the rules, not me.
Because there is £150 million there that is discretionary payment to help all these people you're talking about. Should there have been significant adaptations, we're supporting them. Should you need an overnight carer, we are supporting them.
You're changing the mobility grants so that if you can walk 21 metres, you won't get your mobility grant, you won't get your car paid for anymore.
No,
if you can walk,
wrong
if you walk 19 metres, then you still get it. What's the point of that?
No, you've got that wrong as well. No, what we have said is we were looking at it because there was confusion within the 50 metres and how far you could walk.
Well, you might well lose your mobility grant if you can walk 21 metres.
Well,
that's the point.
If you'd let me finish, at 20 metres, you'd automatically get it. However, if you could walk more than 20 metres, but not safely, reliably, repeatedly and in a timely fashion, you could well still get the higher rate mobility. So I'm glad I've been able to clarify that.
Now, look, I put this out on Twitter, and as you know, there are a lot of very vocal disabled people on Twitter earlier today to say that you were coming in. I've got a range of responses. I have to say, two of the most shocking, repeated responses are, how do you sleep at night? And do you feel any guilt about the suicides that have come as a result of changing the welfare system and the existing assessments?
I'll tell you how I sleep at night. And this is that we have done the biggest ever consultation, nearly 2 years, to get this benefit and the assessments right. I'll tell you how I sleep at night, because £50 billion we continue to spend. The UK are world leaders in the support they give to disability people, and I'm proud of that, and I want to keep that. No, it's a fifth higher that we spend than in Europe. It's more than double that is spent in America, and it's 6 times Japan. And we are spending the money we have most fairly, and we're doing a very good job at that.
What about this? Is this right or wrong? Do you agree with it?
Actually, I think that needs to be separated completely from welfare. I think the family there, it's a very tragic, I hope it's a
Do they have anything to do with Welfare UK?
It is a terrible situation there, and I would say quite clearly, separate the two. That was very tragic. The man and the family will be sentenced, and, you know, he will get his sentence both in this life and the next life for what he's done to those children.
Esther McVey, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Now, after the break, the man who's trying to rewrite American history. Hollywood